the most lightest sensitive rods that I've ever used for walleyes, and the strongest rods. Taking these rods down to the ocean, and I've caught giant tarpon and sharks and all sorts of fish on the bait casters and spinning rods. So they are crazy strong, super sensitive. Check them out in the link in the description below. And that's going to be paired up with a Piscifun Carbon X 2000. That's my favorite reel. I love the Piscifun reels, guys. If you're not familiar with them, you know, they're a great reel for your value. And I'm all about, you know, buying stuff that's going to last me a while, and I'm going to get my money's worth out of it. And the Piscifun brand, it's exactly what you're going to get. It's got 10 ball bearings on the Carbon X, super smooth drag. I've used these all over, from ice fishing, saltwater fishing. They work fantastic. You can use my code EH18 and save 18% on any of the Piscifun reels, the saltwater reels, the bait caster reels, any of the gear that they have on their site. Go in the link in the description below, and that's going to help me out, because that tells them that you're supporting me and the page. So use my code EH18. But all right, guys, we're going to get to fishing, and hopefully we're going to do a little bit of catching. I got a couple hours to try to put the meat down, beat down, smack down, crack down. There we go. That's a walleye. A weed edge walleye. Oh, a nice one too. Really nice one. Wow, they're up tighter than I thought. It's a nice fish. It's a nice walleye. Yeah, I see them up on those weed edges now. You got walleyes out deep this time of the year. You got them on the weed edges. That's a nice fish right here. Really nice fish. Man, they fight so hard this time of the year. It's nice about these weed edge fish, they don't have any bear trauma either. So if you wanted to keep some, these would be the ones to keep or release. These are the best releasing fish. But that's a beautiful fish. Let me grab my Beckman net. Get them in the old Beckman net, and come on, there he is. Look at that. That's the way we start. Beautiful golden walleye, fish number one. I'm gonna lift this guy up real quick. I'll show you guys this fish, but all right, look at that. Fish number one. I mean, I just love the color of these northern Wisconsin and Michigan walleyes. They're just beautiful. You know, they have that tannic stained water up here, so a lot of your lakes are just have some color to them, and it's cool because the walleyes get that really golden Canadian shield look to them. I love that. There he is. I don't know what I've got. Kind of fighting like a walleye. Yeah. Came up on this shallower edge where there's some weeds, and I could see some fish right on tight to the edge of the weeds. Don't forget about your walleyes that are in the weeds. That's a nut. It's got to be another nice walleye. It's fighting like one. It's not a bass for sure. Not fighting like a pike. So it's got to be just another really nice, yep, nice walleye. Isn't that great? Come to these new lakes. Man, I've been doing this my whole life too. I've been coming up here since I was a kid. Northern Wisconsin, Eagle River, catching walleyes, smallies, well before live scope, even before side imaging. Another little keeper walleye, probably a 17-incher. Would be a great one to eat. I'm not keeping any fish today though. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start, I'm just starting on the weed edge. I've only got a couple hours to fish this afternoon before my wife and daughter and everyone gets, they're driving up tonight. So I'm checking some of the breaks first, and then I might go look for some suspended fish or some deeper fish, some bigger fish on some other spots. So, but we located them on the weed edge. want to feel. Big head shakes. Jig in the crawler. Midsummer. Weed edges. Big walleyes. Nice fish. Staying down. Not a giant, but it feels like a 23, 24 incher. Nice fish. Yeah. Boy, you got the golden walleyes up north here. You got forest fires that are going on right now up in Canada. So we got all this smoke and smog around. But come up to the North Woods, get away from all the city slickers. Look at that. There's just so many of these beautiful, nice, thick walleyes like this up here. I love coming up here just because, you know, there's so many lakes to choose. There's so many different species to fish for, and there's just not a lot of fishing pressure. You know, where I guide in southern Wisconsin on Lake Geneva, and some of the lakes I fish, they are the most highly pressured lakes in the state for walleyes. So you can imagine when you come up here and you can get away, it is just, it's very therapeutical. So if you haven't come up to northern Wisconsin and Hayward and up to some of these places, or the UP where we're going to be spending a few days back and forth here traveling, come check it out. There's some awesome fishing and great scenery. Got him. Come on. Those are big walleyes. Those are not pike. Those are big walleyes. Yep, nice walleyes. This is what we came here for, guys. Look at these. These are beautiful fish right here. Look at that. Grab the old net. There we go. Another golden walleye from up north. Man, they're just such, I'm chomping that jig head right there. Such beautiful fish. Not really keeping any today, so today is his lucky day. All right, there he is. There he is. That's a nice fish again. Oh, yes. Nice fish. Late summer weed edge walleyes, guys. Man, nothing really gets a whole lot better. You got the 10X Trika, the Piscifun doing the damage. For your money, the best combo out there in my opinion. And look at this, more northern Wisconsin walleyes. I just love picking new lakes, going fishing new lakes, catching these fish like this. This is awesome. Another really nice fish too. I could keep all these fish if I wanted to, but just throwing them back. Let's grab the net and we'll pitch them back. Beautiful. They're all like 22 inches. Beautiful fish. All right, look at that. All right. It has definitely been a fun start coming up here. The wife and kids are coming to meet me later, but it has been a fun start to today's walleye meat down, beat down, smack down, crack down. Chewing them jigs. There he is. Back-to-back casts. We found them out here, guys. We found the mother load. Not another boat around. Man, pick new lakes. The same thing I'm using. Basically, I just left off right where I started. You know, down by us. Just fishing a jig and a crawler. I'm gonna fish a jig and spoon more, but they're eating a jig and a crawler. So when they're eating a jig and a crawler, I give them what they want. A jig and a crawler. You know, especially these northern Wisconsin walleyes, boy, when they are aggressive, they really like that jig and crawler this time of the year. For the next month or so, that's how you get yourself a lot of these delicious. Look at the blue on the tail. Such a cool fish, man. Lucky day. I'm gonna keep a few, just not today. I'm gonna keep a few, maybe the last day or two I'm here I'll keep a few, bring a couple home, but otherwise not really keeping that many walleyes this trip. There he is. First cast with the spinner, guys. When they don't want to eat the jig, you got to put something else on. And that was the first cast. So, just goes to show you, you know, after you beat up on a school of fish, sometimes they kind of slow down on you. So you gotta mix it up and try some other stuff. What do we got? Another walleye here. That's a nice one too. Oh, nice fish. Come on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on. Oh yeah, that's a nice fish. Real nice. Real nice fish. Heck yeah, on the spinner, guys. Look at that. Winner, winner, walleye dinner on the spinner, casting them up. I'm gonna net this fish and show you guys this fish and then just let them go. Another nice 4 or 5 pounder. Heck yeah. Alright, let's get them in the net. Alright, I'm going to pick this fish up out of that. I'll show you this fish. It's really nice looking fish. Alright guys, she is, look at that. Another beautiful, up north, beautiful walleye. Man, they're just such great colored fish. Try to get them back right away. And again, you know, I was throwing the jig for a little bit. I started off with the jig and spoon because the jig and spoon's usually going to tell you, you know, if you start off with a glide bait like a shiver minnow or a jig and wrap, a jig and spoon, those are fairly aggressive baits, right? And the jig and spoon is, you can work it anywhere in the water column. The glide baits, for me, they work better going to the bottom, ripping them off the bottom. The jig and the crawler is super versatile. The jig and the crawler, you can fish it, you can swim it real slow, you can fish it off the bottom, and then I fish a half a crawler, and then just a spinner like this as well. I'm just throwing that spinner out, couple hooks on there, 12-pound test fluorocarbon leader, 2-way swivel. And again, I put a little tungsten bead right there. Normally I'll peg that weight right there so it doesn't slide, so I can bomb it out and then just slowly reel it in. That spinner is super deadly, guys, and most guys just don't fish it for walleyes in the summer. We're gonna catch some big crappie. Come on. Oh my God. Same fish 3 times, guys. The same exact fish, missed it twice and hit it the 3rd time. Great, and it's a big crappie. He missed it, came back, missed it again, came back. I mean, that's how hungry they are sometimes when they want it. And I just saw some fish suspended up high that look like crappies, so I always carry that little swim bait with me, you know, because where there's crappies, usually there's walleyes and pike and smallmouth or largemouth and muskies, and you always want to have a big swim bait, a little swim bait, a jig and spoon, a jig and wrap. You know, I always like to have, you watch some of the professional anglers, you know, they have like 5-6 rods on this side, 5-6 rods on that side, you know, because it's just kind of like the process of elimination to try to figure out what's going to work to get the fish to bite. Or let's say you're walleye fishing and a school of crappies come swimming through. You know, you put your jig and crawler down, you put that little plastic on, and that's going to work. Just that little plastic though, that'll work all summer long too. So, but I knew those were crappies because I could see them suspended on a log. So. There he is. These are nice crappies. I love catching me big crappies. Look at that. Look at that. Big crappies. Middle of the summer. Suspended right now. And that is why when you're walleye fishing or crappie fishing, you have a wide variety of baits. Because Captain Potato, that's me by the way, I'm an opportunist. You know, I just love fishing. If you follow my videos, you'll see that I love to go fish down in the ocean. I love to use live bait. I love to use artificials. I don't mind trolling. I just like catching fish. I love eating fish. So just every single cast for crappies right now, guys. That's what's cool when you come to a new body of water. You know, you just never know what you're gonna catch. Big muskie up here, big walleye, nice crappies. I mean, crappies and walleyes in the middle of summer, does it get any better than that? I think I'm gonna catch 1 or 2 more fish. I'm gonna wrap it up for the day. Feels like a nice fish. I moved into the weeds. You know, and I was thinking like I'm not gonna catch any big fish in the weeds, but I'm wrong. There's some nice fish in the weeds. Maybe not the giants I'm after. These are nice fish. That's a really nice fish. Another beautiful walleye. There he is. Nice fish. Be a walleye, not a pike. Be a walleye, not a pike. Be a nice walleye, please. Yes, it is a nice walleye. All right. In the weeds. Man. Guys, check this out. I'm in 10 feet of water and it's middle of summer, so there's always these fish. See how deep I am right here? 10 feet of water. You're always gonna find, you know, a population of walleyes that are going to be suspended in certain parts, you know, of the lake. They're all over, so it's just fun to move around, fish new bodies of water. Oh no, 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 no! Captain Potato has a jigging spoon stuck in the net. Imagine that! Imagine that! Captain Potato. All right, not a giant, but man, these are like great eating fish. Like, oh my goodness, these northern Wisconsin cold water walleyes. Oh, you guys are lucky. Thank you for not gilling me either, but there's beautiful fish. Probably a 19-incher. Lots of fun. Weed walleyes, deep walleyes, shallow walleyes, kind of finding them all over the place. Really, really cool. There he is. Another walleye in the weeds. Really cool. I like it. You know, I used to come up to the Upper Peninsula every summer when my dad retired up here, my grandpa retired up here. And you know, up north my grandparents were in the Eagle River chain. And every summer, you know, all August I would catch walleyes on the weed edges without live scope. That was kind of the deal. You know, you find the weed edges and we throw jigs, slip bobbers, spinners. I'd throw a lot of jerk baits this time of the year and catch them over the weeds. But man, that is a fun deal. You know, they crack it too. They crack it in the weeds, middle of the summer. The beat down continues. Boy, I could have had my limit and been off the lake in short order, but that's what's great, guys. You know, there are walleyes up shallow in 10 feet of water right now. You know, 10 feet of water. It's like perfect conditions. A little bit of drizzle, but the fish are, and what's great is, you know, this time of the year, August, and certain bodies of water when the walleyes are deep, they are gonna die. So like, you don't want to catch and release deep walleyes. You get your limit and you leave, especially if you see the bladder coming out of their mouth. So that's what's great. When you're in 10 to 20 feet of water all summer long, you know, these fish up here, it's great. And even down by me, we're catching fish in 10 to 20 feet too. So just goes to show you, it's just one place to look, is that in the weeds in the summer. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up the day. Hopefully, and I'm hoping, with the biggest walleye of the day. I decided to leave the weeds and just come out a little bit deeper. And right away, I saw a fish, just one single fish, suspended out in 40 feet of water down 15, 20 feet. It looked like a really nice walleye. So it's fighting like a really nice walleye. I'm guessing we're gonna wrap up the day. What a great start though. Man, saw one or two other boats today. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is, I grabbed a light rod here because I broke off, I got snapped off by a pike, so I know this has 6 pound. Can't put too much pressure with 6 pound, even though I don't need 6. I just didn't switch it from Geneva. Yeah, real nice one. Real nice one. Look at that, guys. That's the way we wrap up the day. Look at this beautiful walleye. Oh man. Smash the jig. Look at this fish, you guys. This is just a beautiful specimen. I mean, is this why you come fishing right here in the summer, late summer? Beautiful walleye. It's probably, you know, a 23 incher, 5 pounder, but thanks for watching our videos, guys. Thanks for subscribing. You know, caught them a variety of different ways today, which is really cool. And that's why I like coming up here, because every time I come to these new lakes, I like to just, it's like a new present. You know, you're trying to figure stuff out, and when you do, man, it's so rewarding. So get out, explore some new lakes, come up to northern Wisconsin. Tons of walleye lakes, smalleye lakes, check them out. Do me a favor, leave me a comment in the comments below, because I am giving away some jigging spoons. So all you got to do is leave a comment, and that's about it. I just want to always give a shout out to the police officers, firefighters, EMTs, military, Semper Fi, Devil Dogs, all you military guys out there. So but that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys.